Today we are going to see the lesson light, mirage phenomenon. The total internal reflection causes the mirage phenomena. In the cool air, unbended light is passed to the eyes. In the warm air, the bent light rays is formed. It forms a mirage in the ground due to total internal reflection. When you enter into the dark room, nothing is visible. The moment you switch on the light, everything in the room becomes visible. So, light is the essential for vision. We cannot see in the dark room, but we can see all the objects in the light. Light is the only source of energy for plant. Animals derive energy from carbohydrate, protein and fat through their food. The plant produces food by using the energy from sunlight, carbon dioxide and water by the process called photosynthesis. So sunlight acts as the vital role in the process of photosynthesis. Sources of light. There are two sources of light. One is natural sources of light. Other one is artificial sources of light. Sources emit light naturally are known as natural sources of light. Example for natural sources of light are sun and stars. Some of the animals are produce light. That animals are called as the bioluminescence animals. Example for bioluminescence are fireflies, jellyfish, glowworm, certain deep sea plants and some microorganisms can emit light naturally. Artificial sources of light. Man-made sources of light are called as artificial sources of light. The natural artificial source of light is the moon. The light emitted by the moon is the light of the sun reflected towards the earth. The moon cannot produce light, it only reflects the sunlight. Man-made light sources are candle, incandescent lamps, neon lamp and sodium lamp. Incandescent sources. When you heat an object at a high temperature, the object emits a light that is called as incandescent light. Glowing of hot iron is example for incandescent sources. When you heat a safety pin in the handle, it glows red in color. That is called as incandescent. The handle incandescent lamps are example for incandescent sources. Gas discharge sources. Tube light is example for the gas discharge sources. The CFSL lamp are also example for gas discharge sources. The neon lamp, sodium lamp are example for gas discharge sources. The neon lamp has neon gas. Sodium lamp has sodium gas. In the tube light, mercury vapor is filled. When you pass a current through the tube light, short wave ultraviolet rays are produced by the mercury vapor. Inside the tube light, phosphorus is coated. The phosphorus reflect the white light. You cannot see the UV light, but the phosphorus reflect the white light, visible light. It is visible light. Properties of light. Light propagate in straight line, that is called as rectilinear propagation of light. The mirror reflects the light. Speed of the light travel at a speed of 3 lakhs km per second. Interaction of light with matter. The object interact with light. Permeability. Some of the objects allow the light to pass through it. Formation of shadows. Opaque object forms shadows. Plane mirror form images. Spectrum. A light passes through the prism, it forms a spectrum. How will you prove the light passes in a straight line? By performing a simple experiment, you can prove that. Take 3 matchbox, pin, handle and wooden planks. Arrange the matchbox and wooden box like that. Make a holes in the inner tray of the matchbox in the same spot. At the same height, you make a holes in the inner tray of the matchbox. Arrange the matchbox such that the 3 holes are in a straight line. Place a lighted handle at one end and see the handle's flame through the another end. The 3 inner trays are in a straight line, so we can see the flame. Then you arrange the trays at a different height, the holes in different height. We cannot see the light rays. What do you understand from this? When the trays are arranged in the straight line, you can see the light. So light travels in a straight line. It is called as rectilinear propagation of light. Al-Hasan Haytham. He is a scientist first performed the experiment with light. He found that the light propagates in straight line, that is rectilinear propagation of light. Pinhole camera. Pinhole camera is a simple device which helps to understand about the rectilinear propagation of light. You take a small cardboard box, make a hole at one center of one side and cut the opposite side and paste a tracing paper or butter paper or oily paper on the opposite side of the hole. You see the object through the holes. Keep the holes towards the distant object. The object image is formed in the tracing paper. Inverted image is obtained. The light rays from the X passes through the XO and fall on the X dash. The light rays passes through the light rays from Y passes through the YO and falls at the point Y dash. It forms an inverted image. The inverted image shows that light rays travel in a straight line. How will you make a pinhole camera? Take 2 rectangular pieces of thick paper, carbon paper, semi-transparent paper, adhesive. Make 2 tubes using thick paper. Make 2 tubes using thick paper. One tube should be slightly smaller in diameter. This tube is smaller in diameter. It can slide into two other tube. The smaller tube is slide into the another tube. Fix a carbon paper to one side of the tube of greater diameter. Make a hole at its center. Close one end of the second tube with butter paper. Slide the smaller tube into the bigger one. Keep a light handle on the table. Look through the holes. It forms a smaller bright image on the butter paper. The image is inverted. It shows that the light travels in straight line. Image produced in the pinhole camera is temporary. Image can be made permanent if the paper is replaced by the photographic plate. Reflection. Mirror reflects our face. Pond reflects the scenery around it. Take a plane. Before the advancement of camera, pinhole camera is used to photograph. This type of photography is called as solography. The solography is used to observing and recording solar eclipses. By using solography, we can take photo of a stationary object. Take a plain mirror and cover it with a black paper and cut a small slit in the black paper. Take a plain mirror, cover it with black paper and make a small slit in the paper. When you take a paper, plain blank white sheet and draw a line ABC and keep a mirror on ABC. This is the mirror. And using the slit, we reflect the light on the plain mirror. First you reflect the light through the line 1. We get a reflector right at 4. Then you pass the reflected light from the slit through the second line. We get the reflected light in 3. The BD is the normal perpendicular line draw at the incident point. The 1 and 2 are incident ray. The 3 and 4 are reflected ray. The angle between the perpendicular line and the incident rays are called as angle of incidence. The angle of incidence are 30 degree and 60 degree. When you measure the angle of reflection, that also 30 degree and 60 degree. What do you understand from that? The angle of reflection is equal to the angle of angle of incident is equal to the angle of reflection. In the incident rays, reflected rays and the normals are present in the same plane. The light falling on the mirror is called as incident ray. The light reflected is called as reflected ray. See this picture. The PO is the incident ray. The OQ is the reflected ray. The angle between the PO and ON is angle of incident I. The angle between OQ and ON is angle of reflection R. The angle of incident I is equal to angle of reflection R. The incident ray, the reflected ray and the normals all lie in the same plane. Law of reflection. The angle of incident is always equal to angle of reflection I equal to R. The incident ray, the reflected ray and the normal at the point of incident lie on the same plane. In this picture, the angle of reflection is 27 degree. According to law of reflection, the angle of reflection equal to angle of incident. So the angle of reflection also 27 degree. See this picture. The angle between the plane mirror and the incident ray is 43 degree. What is the angle of incident? The angle of incident I equal to 90 in the center line is perpendicular line. The angle between XDO is 90 degree. Angle of incident is 90 degree minus 43 degrees equal to 47 degree. What is angle of reflection? According to law of reflection, angle of incident is equal to angle of reflection or equal to I. So, angle of reflection is 47 degrees Celsius. 47 degree. Next, what is the angle between the incident ray and the reflected ray? I plus R equal to angle between the incident ray and the reflected ray. I plus R equal to 47 plus 47 equal to 94 degree. What is the angle between the plane mirror and the reflected ray? It is X. 90 degree minus R equal to X. X equal to 90 degree minus R. 90 minus 47 equal to 43 degree. You can make a periscope by using agarbatti box and two plane mirror. You make a agarbatti box in this safe and place a two plane mirror at an angle 45 degree in two corners. The light enters through the periscope through the first tube and it is reflected by the first mirror onto the second mirror. The second mirror reflects the light to the observer. So we can see the object through the below tube. The periscope is used in submarine to see the object above the submarine. Types of reflection. On mirror, we can see our image, but not we can see the image on the wall. Both the surfaces are reflected light, but we can see the image in the mirror, but we cannot see the image on the wall. Law of reflection holds good for all the surfaces irrespective of the shape. The vertical surface, angled surface, even curved surface follow the law of reflection. Reflections are two types. One is diffuse reflection. In the diffuse reflection, the rays are reflected in different direction. Another one is a specular reflection. In the specular reflection, all the light rays are reflected parallelly. The smooth flat surface, the light rays are reflected peculiarly. All the points on it have the same normal and parallel reflected rays. But in the diffused reflection, all the incident rays are parallel, but the normals are in different direction. The reflected rays are also in different direction. Reflected A dash, B dash, C dash, D dash, E dash are reflected rays. They are reflected in different direction. So it is called as a diffused reflection. There are two types of reflection. The surfaces are smooth. It gives peculiar reflection. The reflected rays remains parallel. If the surface are rough, it gives diffused reflection. During the daytime, our classroom is illuminated by the sunlight. The walls and floors are exposed to diffused reflection. So, by diffused reflection, we can see all the objects present in the room. Parallel rays. This is a parallel rays. This is convergent rays. Light rays converge at a point is called as a convergent rays. The light rays diverge from a point is called as divergent rays. Bundle of ray is called as beam of light. Sunlights are parallel light rays. Headlight of car gives a parallel light rays. But a handle fire reflects light in all directions. So it gives a divergent light rays. Flashlight also gives divergent light rays. By using lenses, we can converge or diverge a light rays. The concave lens give a converged light rays. The concave lens give a divergent light. Convex lens give a converged light rays. Speed of light. Light travels 3 lakhs km per second in air or vacuum. Interaction of light with matter. Take a piece of clear glass, paper and a metal sheet. Shine a light from one side of each object. Light enters and comes out to the other end of the clear glass. That means light penetrates through the glass. The bit dim light is passed through a paper. The light does not pass through the metal sheet. The materials allow light to pass through completely are known as transparent materials. Example, eyeglasses, clear drinking glass, clear water, face glass used in buses. Translucent material. The object partially allow the light to pass through it called as translucent material. Rough window glass is example for the translucent material. Some materials do not allow the light to pass through it. That objects are called as a opaque material. Wall, thick cardboard, stones are example for opaque material. Clear plastic ruler is example for transparent material. Cello paper is a transparent material. Some water in a glass jar is a transparent material. Tissue paper is a translucent material. Drinking glass is a transparent material. Beaker is a transparent material. Tap water is a transparent material. Kerosene is transparent material. Coconut oil is transparent material. Note paper is translucent material. Cardboard and milk are opaque material. Dilute milk is a translucent material. Aluminium foil is opaque material. Thick colored plastic lid is opaque material. Rough glass piece is opaque translucent material. Measuring glass with jar is transparent material. Wooden piece is opaque material. Shadow. Shadow is always formed against the light source. It is caused by a opaque object. When you place a opaque object in front of a point source, it forms a dark shadow that is called as umbra. When you place a opaque object in front of a broad source of light, it forms a small umbra will appear on the screen and a illuminated shadow area appears around umbra. The illuminated shadow appears around the umbra is called as a penumbra. The penumbra always surrounds the umbra. Umbra is the darkest part of the shadow. Penumbra is the lightest shadow. What is the properties of shadow? Shadows are formed by the opaque object. Always shadows are formed opposite to the light source. The shadow cannot be determined by the characteristic of an object. Shadow will be always darker whatever may be the color of the light rays. It does not depend upon the color of the light rays. Light source, opaque object and shadow all are in a straight line. Size of the shadow depends upon the distance between the light source and the object and the distance between the object and the screen. Before you place a lighted bulb in front of a rectangular cardboard with a hole. It forms a small bright spot and a dark shadow. Place a pencil in front of a lighted bulb. It forms a shadow of a pencil. The shadow appears like a pencil. The size of the shadow depends upon the object size. Place a 3 handles and a cylinder in front of it. 3 handles form a three images. The size of the image depends upon the distance of the light. The light source is nearer to the opaque object. It forms a big image. When the distance increases, the size of the image also decreases. The size of the lamps grows smaller. The umbre region begins to enlarge. Eclipse. Eclipse is an incident. Any astronomical object like moon, partially or fully obscured due to the placement of another astronomical object in the presence of light, is called as eclipse. Any astronomical object partially or fully obscured is called as eclipse. Solar and lunar eclipses are present in the nature. It is caused due to the rectilinear propagation of light. Solar eclipse. Moon arrives between the sun and the earth. It forms solar eclipses. Moon is come in between the sun and the earth. The shadow of the moon falls on the region of A. The person in the A region cannot see the moon. It is called as solar. It cannot see the sun. The person present in the region of A cannot see the sun. That is called as solar eclipse. Lunar eclipses are formed when the earth comes between the sun and the moon. Earth comes between the sun and the moon. The shadow of the earth falls on the moon. We cannot see the moon. It is called as lunar eclipse. Plane mirror. Plane mirror reflect the light and form images. The images formed in the plane mirror is upright. The images and the object are in same size. Images and objects are in same size. The image is virtual. We cannot catch the image in the screen. We see the image, but we cannot catch the image in the screen. That is called as virtual image. The image are laterally inverted. The number 3 is laterally inverted. The left hand of the boy is seen as the right hand of boy in the image. That is called as laterally inverted. The distance of the object A is equal to the distance of the image B. In this picture, AO is incident ray. OE is a reflected ray. ON is the normal. The angle between AO and the ON is called as the angle of incident I. The angle between OE and the ON is called as the angle between OE and ON is called as the reflected angle R. Optical fiber. Optical fiber is a device that works on the principle of total internal reflection. It consists of a cable The cable is thin flexible fibers with glass core. The fiber can be twisted and bent easily. In high-speed communication such as cable TV wire and high-speed broadband service wire, the optical fiber is used. Optical fiber carry more signals than traditional copper cable wire telephone line. Real and virtual image. When you catch an image on a screen, that is called as real image. The image cannot be catched on the screen is called virtual image. In pinhole camera, the image formed in the pinhole camera is catched on the screen. So it is a real image. The mirror formed an image but it cannot be catched on the screen. It is called as a virtual image. Image obtained on a screen are called real image. Image cannot be obtained on a screen is called virtual image. In the real images are upside down. Virtual images are upright. What are the properties of image formed in the plane mirror? Plane mirror images are upright, virtual, same size as the object. The distance of the image is equal to the distance of the object. They are laterally inverted. In the letters in the Einstein, you see the letter in the Einstein in the mirror. The I, T, I are same as in the Einstein, but the E, N, S are laterally inverted. Light sources are two types: natural light source, artificial light source. Example for natural light source is sunlight. Example for artificial light is lighthouse light. The light rays passed on the object, we can see the object. Properties of light rays: rectilinear propagation. The light travel in a straight line. The pinhole camera proves that the light travel in a straight line. It forms an inverted image. Velocity of light is 3 lakhs km per second. Interaction of light with matter. Light interacted, some of the objects are reflected, reflect the light. Some of the material the light is in some of the materials, the light ray passed through it. It have a permittivity. Law of reflection. The angle of incident is equal to the angle of reflection. The mirror forms a virtual image. Shadow. Opaque object forms a shadow. In the shadow form the solar eclipses and lunar eclipses. When the moon comes in between the earth and the sun, it forms a solar eclipses. In the earth comes between the moon and the sun, form a lunar eclipses. In solar eclipses, we cannot see the sun. In lunar eclipses, we cannot see the moon. The white light have a 7 colors that is called as shortly VIBGYOR. Colors. Light is a form of energy. Visible light, the light is a form of energy to propagate through waves, propagate as waves. The visible light wavelength range from 400 nanometer to 700 nanometer. 1 nanometer equal to 10 power minus 9 meter. Different colors have a different wavelength. The band of visible light is VIBGYOR. V means violet, I means indigo, B means blue, G means green, Y means yellow, O means orange, R means red. Violet color has shorter wavelength. Red color has longer wavelength. In the ambulance, the letters are written backwards because the rear view mirror form a virtual image. Virtual images are laterally inverted. To see the words right way, the ambulance are see the words in the right way in rear view mirror. The ambulance are written as backwards. Prism. Prism is made up of a transparent material like glass and plastic. It has two flat surfaces. The angle between the two flat surfaces are acute angles. Acute angles means less than 90 degree. Two transparent plane mirror. Two transparent flat surfaces. When a white light passes through a prism, it is dispersed into 7 colors. It forms a rainbow colors. Take different oil pastel colors. Choose the colors exactly seen on the rainbow. Apply the colors on one another. At the center we have a white colors. What do you understand from this? The white colors have all the 7 colors in rainbow. Difference between the image formed in pinhole camera and plane mirror. Images formed by the pinhole camera is real image. The image is not equal to the size of the object. The image is inverted. The image formed in the plane mirrors are virtual. The image is equal to the size of the object. The image is erected. When you place a pan where there is direct sunlight and you place a plane mirror in the pan, then you pour water slowly. When the water level rises at a particular level, the white light reflected into the white sunlight reflected into 7 colors in the rainbow. The arrangement of colors in the sunlight is called a spectrum. Red color is used in the danger light. Why? Red color has scattered the least by the air molecule. The red colors has highest wavelength. The red colors travel the longest distance through air and fog. So, red color is used in the danger light. When white light is passed through a prism, the colors of rainbow emerge from the prism. Newton rings. Newton disk is a cardboard disk with 7 equal sectored colors red, yellow, orange, green, blue, indigo and violet. Disk turned quickly. When the disk turned quickly, it appears white in color. The disk have 7 colors in the rainbow. When the disk rotated fastly, it turned into white color. What do you understand from this? The white color is the combination of WebGR. When the white set is seen through a yellow gelatin paper, it seems to a yellow color. The yellow gelatin paper only allow the yellow color through it. So the white set seemed as a yellow color. Red gelatin papers allows only red light. Blue gelatin paper allows only blue light. Synthesis of colors. Creating colors by mixing various portions of 2 or 3 colors is called as synthesis of colors. Red, green and blue are called as primary colors. Equal portion of 2 primary color create secondary colors. Magenta, cyan, yellow are called as secondary colors. See this picture. Red, green and blue are called as primary colors. The red and blue color combine and form a magenta. Blue and green combine form cyan. Green and red combine and form yellow color. All the 3 primary color combine form white color. Secondary colors combine red and yellow and cyan combine form a green primary color. Yellow and magenta secondary color combine form a red primary color. Magenta and cyan combine form a blue primary colors. All the 3 second colors combine form a black colors. Equal portion of all 3 primary colors create white colors. Thank you.